Chris, Trott and Alex Smith, monster cocks and epic riffs, play some Minecraft with Sips.
Oh, it's lovely.
Wow.
Welcome to the Het Chat podcast, episode 145.
Yeah.
With your hosts. There's three of us. Chris Trott.
Ross Hornby.
And it's Alex Smith. Hello. Great theme.
That was good from Dan Palucci.
You go find them. They're a musician.
They sounded like they were a musician. They did singing and playing a
They
guitar.
asked for a shout out.
It sounded a bit medieval, like kind of we were doing like bardcore, maybe not
acoustic.
quite bardcore,
Near enough.
but it was kind of almost a
I
bit
guess
like
it's not really
Gonzalez.
It's just a guitar.
It's just an acoustic.
It's just an acoustic guitar singing.
Guitar.
I liked it. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks,
Check out
Dan Palucci.
Dan Palucci,
Yeah.
not Bellucci.
No. Palucci with a P. Welcome. We've, of course, got hypotheticals for you today.
Of course we do. We always have bloody hypotheticals, don't we?
Yeah, and it's always up to our community.
Always just weird scenarios,
Just weird
time
scenarios.
traveling back and forth. Will we kill baby Hitler? I don't know.
We'll never get to the bottom of
I'm
it.
going to kill every single baby that was born that year until I get him.
What if you did the opposite? Yeah, and
Make
killed
love to
all
him.
of them but Hitler, and then
Hitler.
just only have Hitler.
Well, I mean, maybe that he'd
Well,
still.
that way-
I feel like he'd still have a justification saying we're being wiped out. Don't you think? If
it's-
anything,
wait,
you're
wait,
motivating
wait.
him. They are being
Are you saying
eradicated.
everyone and it's just Hitler left on the planet?
yeah.
That's worse than Hitler.
Are we doing the
At
genocide?
that point, you're worse than Hitler.
Yeah.
If that is the situation you're in, you are
Oh.
a grade above, and then someone needs to come and kill you as a baby.
Well, it's good to know the line.
Yeah.
I'll only kill
Because if you
half
make that
them.
choice, that's someone else's mission. We need to kill the guy who made Hitler the only guy. But there are no people left, so...
I
What
would-
a quandary that would be. That's not one of the hypotheticals.
This is why we get our wonderful patrons, YouTube members, and Twitch subscribers to choose the hypotheticals for us and submit them to our email if you'd like to do that. hatchat@hat-films.com. Please send your fingals and hypothetical suggestions there. We very much like to see them, just like Dan Palucci did with his fingal. And yeah, if you join our Discord, you'll get the options for the hypotheticals in a special subscriber channel, which only Twitch subs, YouTube members, and patrons can see.
It's good, isn't it?
What an exclusive VIP club.
It's very VIP.
VIP. Let me have a quick looky at the winner. And I believe it's number 3, then 2, then 1. But I'm just going to double check.
Right, who won this one? Come
Oh
on.
my god, here it comes.
Who bloody won? Who's
Yep,
the-
number 3, the
Okay.
third one, followed by the second one.
Okay, well,
Here we go,
the
Ross.
third one, which is the first one as well, is from Hypnotic, well, as in, like, it's the one chosen. Hypnotic Soda, thank you very much for sending this in.
Thanks, Hypnotic Soda.
And this says as follows. You three have been given the task to steal the most expensive item you can think of. To help complete it, you each have been given a real functional Gary's Mod tool gun. The only restrictions on it is it cannot remove people, and you cannot duplicate the item you are stealing. It must be the original item. The person to steal the most expensive item gets to keep their tool gun. The other two will have it taken away.
I'm trying to. We haven't played Gary's Mod a long time.
But the tool guns.
Tool gun has lots of different options in it, I think. Allows you to spawn things in.
Yeah, you could pop in like any objects, right?
Yeah. So
What shall you pop in like a? I don't know. Can you pop in animals, or like
set animals on people.
to like then just like maybe if it's in a glass case, per se, you
Yeah.
can pop them in there to. I don't know why.
I
I don't know why. What's the most expensive item?
Because you don't.
Is it jewelry? Is it cars?
Jury.
Jury? Is it jury?
So is the question what we would steal
How
and
do I
how
buy a
we'd
jury?
steal it? What was it?
I think that's the thing. Question is, it's going to be like stealing it. It's going to be something like,
What is the most expensive item you can think of?
isn't there like something that they use to measure like constants and things like that? So like,
What if it's an NFT?
That's Carol Vorderman.
Val.
I see what you did there. No, like, there's got to be some sort of really expensive piece of scientific equipment. What if I steal the James Webb Telescope? I'm going to do that.
With the tool gun, how would you do that?
Amazing. So
Can
you,
they create portals?
No,
you could
Can it
you
create
build a vehicle that
rockets?
maybe.
I'd build a rocket. Do I have a limitation on resources?
Well,
goes.
you
All it
use
says here is that you can't
remove
you can't
people.
remove people and you cannot duplicate the item you're stealing.
Okay, so I built a rocket, a whole elaborate system the likes even SpaceX and NASA haven't seen, and all the other stuff that they're hiding in
How are you
like Groom
stealing
Lake. I will use the tool gun to build people who are incredibly intelligent robots who will design me a ship to take me up, to take the James
How are you
Webb
putting
telescope.
like intelligence into like essentially a
tool gun,
ragdoll
mate.
body?
Got a tool gun, haven't I?
What did you use a tool gun to create like a really big ladder?
This is the consequences of a hypothetical.
No,
without clear
this
definition.
tool gun
I'm
has
just
the
gonna
tools
say-
that are in the tool gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's in the tool gun?
You can spawn all the objects that Gary's mod provides.
Okay, but
There's
I've gone on the
ladders in
Steam
there.
Workshop and I found a Gary's Mod Steam Workshop for a mega robot that builds spaceships.
It's not on there, is it?
Well, okay, tell me every item on the Steam Workshop right now.
It doesn't have a super intelligent alien. I can tell you that.
All right, but does it have spaceships, rockets, other things?
Yeah,
Does
like-
it have
There are
representations of
parts you can
popular
build.
fictional starships?
Vehicles, right?
Yeah, but then again, they're
I'll
like
get a Star Wars. I'll get one of the biggest ships from Star Wars that has undoubtedly been made in Gary's Mod.
yeah,
I'll go up there. I'll use a tractor beam
not
to take the
necessarily
James Webb
functional, though,
telescope.
are they?
They're not
even
functional.
not even in Gary's
They're
mod.
going to be functional. Come on. All right, let's do something you have a bit more knowledge about. Let's use that Space Engineers
What
game
would you do
love.
to?
I'm going to port in something from Space Engineers that's functional, that can go and allow me to collect the James Webb Telescope. Is that a significant enough answer for you?
Within the
What are you
realms
gonna
of the
do with it?
logic of the game.
What, James Webb Telescope? They'll fucking sell it to China, mate. They'll love it.
I'd use my.
This is a stupid question. Why are you trying to impose rules? It's Gary's mod gun. You do stuff with it. Go and steal the most
I
expensive
know, but
thing
I'm
in
just
the world.
trying. The
Fort
expensive
Knox,
thing.
you want gold? Hey, let's break into Fort Knox. You can
Yeah.
spawn in a giant robot which will rip the top off of Fort Knox like a
Yeah.
cake tin.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know if
And
it
then
would.
you'll take the gold,
What
put it
robot
in the
you-
robot's pockets.
It's not it's not what you can do with a tool gun.
But I've put a robot with pockets on the Steam Workshop and I've downloaded that.
Yeah, but it like
I'm gonna steal a country.
He's going to steal a whole country. He's got a robot that's bigger than a
I'm
country.
gonna duplicate a robot army
Yeah.
to then infiltrate.
yeah.
China.
you're breaking the bounds of the what the tool gun can do in
Right.
Gary's mod.
Right.
Yeah, I own a country.
What's your answer?
It's the tool gun can limitlessly spawn anything.
Right.
I'd just spawn enough things to be like, is this enough to trade for whatever this is?
Right.
Oh right.
It's like I can.
No, it says you've got to steal it.
You have to steal.
You have to steal.
It's a stealing.
Well, can
No
we make
trading?
can we make a contract that says that I technically stole this? Can you create can I pay enough out of all this scrap that I've spawned in for you? Like limitless
You've
resources.
given them too much. It can't possibly be considered stealing. You've compensated them too well.
But I wanted to like set up an elaborate thing where it's me pretending to steal it.
Right. Okay. What would you be trading for? Like, would it be robots with pockets? You'd make a lot
I'd
of
get
robots with
the
pockets.
super intelligent robot with pockets.
That's just come back from
They
stealing
can
the
rip
James
off
Webb
anything.
Telescope
Yeah, they can.
and trade them. Hey, this robot's so talented it stole a satellite and all the gold out of Fort Knox.
Invading a country is stealing, right? That's a form of stealing.
In what way?
Well, you're stealing a country.
stealing.
Stealing
Invasion?
land. If you invade,
Do you mean occupying?
occupying it? But invade first. Occupy.
You'd have to take the country.
Essentially,
to
you're
steal
then stealing it because you're taking land.
Yeah, you can take
away
land.
From
You can control land from other people. Yeah. So, but that's not
Countries.
going to
You're
be.
stealing
I mean,
a country.
What? How much
Yes.
land are you going to take? It's a lot.
the whole of China.
The whole of China. Well, yeah, that would certainly be more valuable than the James Webb Telescope. So
Done.
I'm Trump.
But it's not really an object
What are you going to steal
in that sense.
/ trade for?
I'd get really weird sexual object patents that haven't been released to the public yet.
And you think they're going to be really
The
valuable?
most valuable thing. you
Not
can
about
think of.
value, is it?
Well, it is.
It's something I want to steal.
That's what you want to
No,
say. So
it
it's
says-
valuable to you.
says-
It's valuable to me.
Oh, really?
Well, it says
That's what it
expensive
says.
item. It says no most expensive
Like
item
the
you can
stuff
think
that
of.
won't get
Most
past.
expensive item you can think of. What's the
Mo-
most expensive item you can think of?
It would be
Human
something
lives,
like a James Webb
but we shouldn't really get on
telescope.
It would be like a huge piece of difficult
Like a
engineering.
government-funded military object of some kind.
Yeah, probably because they always just
Like a
wild
nuke.
Steal a nuke? How are you going to do that?
I get the tool gun,
Yeah.
and then I be at a reasonable distance from it, and then fire out the ray that allows me to pick it up. Just pick it up out of the water because it's probably in the sub, right? And then just move it.
Yeah. Somewhere else.
And I was like, I got your nuke now, and like they try and catch it. I'm like, what? Moving it around. It's like, oh, I can slam it into the
Doesn't-
ground.
The US have something like over 10,000 nuclear weapons. So like they're not that valuable. There's only one James Webb
Yeah, but
Well,
telescope.
they're
if I
valuable in the
slam
sense
it-
of like they're expensive.
Yeah, but they're not as expensive as something bigger like a James Webb Telescope.
Do you think so? How much is the James Webb Telescope?
Quite a lot.
Is it more or less than that 2.9 2 billion eyeball thing in Vegas.
That's gonna be what? Is that
More than
2.2 billion?
Yeah,
Holy shit!
crazy.
For a sphere projector.
Yeah. Giant LED ball that has eyeballs on it, or basketballs, or other weird things that look quite cool.
They can put all sorts on it as long as
Moon.
it's on a sphere. As
Yeah,
long as it's projecting onto a sphere, they're laughing.
Anything.
I don't think it's project. Well, it's just LEDs.
I don't know. Is it LEDs?
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a giant screen.
I saw some like dead pixels in there. I was like, that's fucking crazy.
Uh-oh.
If I spent $2.2
Already?
billion dollars. Yeah, like there was a shot of like a golf course and then like an eye, and obviously the skin tone, but there were like little patches where it clearly had some dead pixels. That would be infuriating. I'd be annoyed if it was on a small panel,
Can't
but
believe
like
it.
let alone on a giant eyeball.
Yeah, they're really
Don't go
obvious.
replace those LEDs because that's going to piss me off.
God
James
damn.
Webb Telescope was 10 billion.
Oh, okay, well, that's a lot more. 10 billion. That's
It's quite out there.
not
though.
more than a country.
It's quite hard to get to.
It's hard to get to,
but, not
but
with
you've-
a robot.
you've got
that's
the robot,
from
yeah,
Doctor
of
Steam
course.
Workshop. What's the next hypothetical?
All right, let's move on from that one. Okay, thank you very much, Hypnotic Soda, for that. This one is a bit more elaborate. This one's from Van Moor, or Van Voer, sorry. I didn't read it properly. You wake up and realize there's a bracelet on your wrist. You learn that everyone on Earth, regardless of age, has these same bracelets, even newborn babies.
Damn.
Some
just
have
born
yellow
with it.
bracelets and others have red.
Hmm.
Yellow means you're a main character, and red, a side character.
Yeah.
And everyone knows this to be true. Depending on the events of your life, your bracelet color could change at any moment. Which would you rather be, a main character or a side, meaning your life is expendable and only serves to aid the main character's storyline? Some example you could get on a plane. Sorry, is that plane as in a plane or like an aeroplane?
I copy
Anyway.
pasted.
And suddenly you feel turbulence, your band, yeah, it's a plane. Your band switches to yellow, or you and your friends are getting mugged, and suddenly your yellow band changes to red, and your mate becomes yellow. If you're a main character and your story has ended, you will only become a side character when you enter the narrative of a new main character. So this thing just changes whenever.
So is there like some sort of like global show going on of
I
some
don't know.
kind, and then the main character is like whatever the story is at the time? Like what defines
What's
main
weird,
and
surely
side?
the actions of, yeah, because like let's say you have a routine of your day, like all the boring bits of your day, you're going to be yellow. But then if you just deviate from that slightly, or like get
Oh,
into a car
shit.
Who
crash,
came up with this question? Is this a viewer or is
Yeah.
this from somewhere
was it
online?
Van Voer?
This feels like a projection of how they feel they experience things, where sometimes they feel like what they're doing is really important and perhaps the most
The
interesting
central.
focal thing
and
going
everyone
on
else
at
is
the
a
moment.
background character.
Yeah, but then sometimes when they fade into the background, maybe they're waiting for a bus or in those
They're like-
transient moments in your life,
Mm.
you feel less relevant and less important.
Yeah,
But I guess
which is just life.
which is just life, but gamifying it or whatever you want to call this doesn't really change anything because you don't really have any agency.
And it's
over
also
that,
like a
right?
random,
Like,
yeah, there's a random element to you might just turn you into a main character suddenly, which
there's not enough rules
What's
in
the
this
preparation?
question. Yeah, there's not enough rules in this question to justify
We
like
can
why
make-
does
There's no
Make
Steam
some rules.
Workshop.
there's no Steam Workshop.
You just get a bracelet.
How do I control it? I can't control it. I'm just a passenger.
I think the question was, would you rather be yellow or red?
yeah, okay. So I mean,
I guess I don't really want the focus on me all the time, so I'd rather be yellow most of the time.
yeah,
I don't mind providing for a main character.
you
do
could,
not?
you're expendable though.
Do you not?
Supposedly.
Would
Yeah.
you not? Should we change this question a bit then?
But then does that
Would
mean
you
that,
rather
does
one
that
life as a main character or 3 lives as a
Side-
side character?
side character?
Depends what those lives are
But
like.
like,
We don't know.
What
Just
are you
3
doing
spins,
as a side
just 3
character?
spins of the dice. So
Because
side
you're always
character
still going to be a
stuff-
main character of your own life, surely.
Right, let's just look at The Simpsons, right?
Okay.
So you're not going to be on the camera all the time.
You're not Homer.
You're like
You're not a home. You're not a Simpson core family
Yeah.
member. You're not even a Ned Flanders. You're like the Scottish
the little mole
like,
man. Or what about that mole
Hans
man?
Mole Man,
The
Hans
janitor.
Moleman.
the Scottish janitor,
The school bus guy.
Mrs. Crabapple. You know, you're one of those characters. You get to play 3 of those characters. I guess it's almost like being in theatre, right? And I imagine you would probably choose this. You get to choose. Well, I would personally 3 different characters to play, but only a little bit, or 1 character play a lot. Which would you choose?
I'd play the little ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's more
I don't
interesting.
really know. Like, yeah,
less,
like
less pressure. Like, less focus on being that one thing. You get to try different experiences, and like you're not always on. You don't always have to be on.
Yeah.
You're not always doing like the main thing that everyone relies upon for you to do.
Sounds like a chilled out experience.
Yeah.
It depends what. It really
Like,
depends
you
on the
do-
scenario. Like
you do-
What's
this one,
that main
the
character
plane was
is,
going
like
down
a
and it's done.
superhero.
Superhero.
You either get to be the superhero
Well,
or the
that's
guy
different.
going down in the plane,
That's different. That's
Ah,
different.
right, yeah.
which is going down.
Well,
Holy shit.
I don't want to
Uh,
go down on a plane, so I would want to be the superhero.
Give me that red band.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to be the superhero.
But,
Actually,
like-
can I be the villain? Like, because I guess main character could also mean the main villain as well, right? That's taking that plane down.
Yeah. The Boys does this really well, I think. Like the
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 plays with the
TV show, The
concept.
Boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and of course the comics, but like the TV show is what I've seen.
Mm.
Plays with this idea of like, do you want to be the big hero? Do you want to be the person that's subject to the wills and wants of the big hero? People becoming superheroes in that show, taking the drug. Do you take the experimental drug to become the superhero?
Yeah.
I think I would. Would you guys take an experimental drug to try and get
I wouldn't want to be
superpowers?
that dick guy.
What if
Oh, Snake Dick. The guy with the big dick
Yeah.
that
Or
strangles
really
people.
the aquatic
Oh, yeah.
guy that's
Oh
got
my
the
God.
gills.
Forgot
in his
about that guy.
stomach.
Oh yeah, but it'd be cool still. Oh, what? So you can't show your upper torso a bit? Like,
I mean, it depends. Obviously, like, I mean, you could do something similar. You could have roids if you want.
I don't want to
Big.
do that. No, that's too much.
Become a
Because
kind of
I know the
Superman
cost.
of sorts. Yeah.
And it's not good enough either. The reward is not good enough. Like, okay, you're super jacked.
You still have to work out and make.
Yeah.
Yeah. You still become big.
Mm.
It's just also just like there's too many downsides. If there was no downsides to like not having to go to the gym as much, totally. But
So, yeah,
Right
if it was-
now-
if it was just like an instant, I'm jacked without doing
Yeah.
anything.
So
That is a superpower, isn't it?
you can be injected and become superhuman, but then you have to be available on a whim for all government projects,
yeah,
like invasions
you'd
and
feel so important though.
mercenary
like-
stuff.
You'd be sent into war.
But you'd be
to go-
seeing some horrific shit.
But you
And
feel like you're
dealing with-
God. People love playing games.
Well, that's what
like
happened in
this.
Watchmen, isn't it? They got that
Yeah,
blue dude to go in there
the
and just
comedian. Oh
destroy
no,
like
Mr.
Vietnam or whatever.
Martian, Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah,
Not Martian.
Dr.
Manhattan.
Manhattan. Yeah, and he basically was just a giant nuke, essentially.
He was.
Yeah,
And then he just disassociated
Yeah.
from humanity entirely because he's super intelligent.
Exactly. Yeah, it was just
Lived on
below
Mars.
him. That's fair enough. isn't it?
Watchmen's so cool as
It's
a
pretty good,
concept.
isn't it? Yeah.
It's probably what influenced the boys, I imagine.
Yeah,
But yeah, like it's weird because obviously you want some aspects of your life to be the main character, but you also want to be able to duck and dive.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able
into
to.
that. Scenario.
Everyone's looking to
So otherwise,
you.
it's just constant, like, well, it could be constant drama for you know, like
Yep.
it could be just hassle.
And all these side characters are around you being like, they're setting you up for the big
Yeah,
for the big joke.
yeah,
And you're the one that has to do it every time. You know?
yeah, a lot of pressure, but it could be fun in stages.
If I'm in a superhero universe, then sure.
yeah,
But if it's like The Simpsons, and I have to be Homer and say "doe" or now and
Yeah.
again, or do stupid
but
shit.
it does make it seem
Put
like
your life on
if
the
it
line.
changes on the fly, like maybe you also do have a power in terms of if you deviate from. It's like in Truman Show. All the
Mm.
extras they're on a set path, right, and they're being commanded when to go. If you could suddenly deviate from that, you, in a way, are becoming main character because you're breaking that mold, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
So maybe you could force it by just going, I'm going to turn left instead of right today. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
It's
Or
almost-
I'm going to go
it's
kill
just-
that family.
Oh my god.
Main character.
I'm gonna step out in front of this train.
So
Yeah. Well, that's still side character.
let's put it in
Still side character
put it in the realm of an actual show then. So you're in this world like Truman Show style.
Mm.
Say there's this massive island where there's like a Big Brother style thing where you've all been put here and the focus is on the person that's doing the most entertaining stuff. Like this is an automated setup with like
Sounds horrible.
AI direction, right? Where it's
Yeah.
like it knows that there's interesting stuff happening, so it highlights that person.
Right.
The cameras are on that person when they're doing something interesting. So yeah, your bands could switch.
Yeah.
So you could
That
force
is
it.
literally how Big Brother is, though. As in,
Yeah, the
not
focus
without
on
AI,
the
they all focus on whoever's doing the most dramatic thing.
true.
I mean,
I added that in for the cool.
But that is
tech.
what that is. As in, yeah, like
Unnecessary
I'm sure you could probably get AI to just do that automatically now. But like, Big Brother used to be crazy.
Yeah.
Remember when reality shows had like they could drink, so it would just
Do
go.
they not have that anymore?
No,
I thought they did.
mate, no. Like reality shows have like been dumbed down to be extremely safe, obviously for
Right.
everyone involved, and also
Really?
just
I thought they've got
creates-
more crazy. It's from what
I mean, I don't know.
I
There's
don't-
loads of reality shows, so like I don't know what exactly, but like in like Big Brother and stuff, yeah, and like even the early Love Island, they could drink and stuff,
Yeah.
which immediately starts firing people off,
Yeah.
and like you get some arsehole or whatever
Well,
starting
they
drama.
probably
and-
brought in the no drinking in Big Brother rule after all the racist outbursts
These
from
racist
like various
outbursts.
members
Yeah, well,
that they've
yeah.
had along the years. It's
God,
like, oh,
literally,
whoops, they're
yeah.
racist. Oh, whoops, they're
Oh,
they're
really easy to
racist.
come out.
and also each of them have been selected for a really quirky reason, so then put them all
Yeah.
in. It's just literally just, yeah, it was quite an interesting experiment. I think that's coming back.
What?
like Big Brother.
Well, of course. It won't go. Well, they're gonna be bringing it out till we die.
People are fascinated with other people's lives.
Well, it's also
ultimately.
just so fucking easy.
And it's just
to
like,
stick
yeah.
a bunch of people in a fucking house with some CCTV cameras in it, isn't it?
God, yeah.
Like,
Fight for attention.
yeah.
But yeah.
The only interesting thing I saw about Big Brother was like watching there's a clip of it of the contestants learning about COVID whilst they're in the house
Oh right.
and getting updates from Big Brother's like, unfortunately we're gonna have to shut down production. COVID has taken over. Like they had updated on like the death count and stuff like that. It was just like really,
way to
it's
find
almost
out.
like a Black Mirror episode where they're like hearing about the outside
It'd be hard
world.
to take it seriously. Like if that was how
COVID
you
is
found
now
out.
locked down Italy. Italy is and all that shit. That was interesting.
Mm.
That was the only interesting thing I've seen of Big Brother.
Totally.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Think about when like the Russian and Americans and astronauts and things like that, cosmonauts, still going on right now. The Russians are having to,
yes. Yeah.
you know, ferry people backwards and forwards, and it's just like, yeah, well, you know, shit's happening down on Earth between our nations.
Is there still Russian astronauts on the ISS?
I'm not
I
sure.
assume there would
I'm
be.
not sure.
I know the contract's ending on the ISS
Yeah.
relatively soon.
Yeah.
But what if there's, because a lot of them go for long periods of time and have records of like how long they've been up there. I wonder if there's a Russian that's been up there since before the Ukrainian war.
Possibly.
I don't
And
know.
it's
I think
being-
most
how
people
many have
stay
to-
up there. I think most people stay up there for like a year. I think they try and do it in
Doesn't
6
their body
months.
get like fucked up?
They
Yeah.
get bombarded by radiation.
But there's people that have done it more than a year.
I think you're right. I think it's 2 years the most. But it does fuck you up because you don't have the magnetosphere of the Earth or whatever to protect you from like all this random
mum.
shit. Apparently, sometimes the astronauts would sleep, and because the like I think it's neutrinos or something from the sun just can pass straight through most matter.
No shielding.
They were sleeping at night and they were seeing light flickering in the back of their eye where like these particles were bouncing off their optic nerve.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty grim.
Just stuff you would never think of.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And you're sleeping like this as well because you're in like
Yeah.
a vertical locker.
Well, this thing. Well,
essentially.
they're doing it in like sacks where they're
there's-
held up against
held
the wall
in.
so they're not like falling off.
I think
So-
I brought this up before as well. There's another really interesting thing is like most astronauts or people that go to space for a long period of time notice their vision getting worse when they come back to Earth.
Really?
And it's
It's
because
circulation.
of circulation. And they find that because there's no gravity keeping the circulation going in a certain way, it was starving the backs of their eyes of oxygenated blood. However, some individuals didn't suffer this same problem, and they looked at why. And apparently, there's a gene they had which is better at regulating blood flow to the back of the eye in a zero-G environment.
Right.
So there are literally spacefaring genes in terms of like
That's crazy.
obviously
Some
the
people are
gene
better
wasn't
for it.
designed for spacefaring.
Just
but
coincidentally
there is
ended up that way.
genetic. There's a better genetic makeup for spacefaring.
No, I think that's enough evidence to suggest that we were previously aliens.
Right. Okay.
That came
cool.
from. Well,
Yeah.
technically, we did
Yeah.
come from space.
We could have been on bacteria on a meteor, right?
Yeah.
That's, well, life on Earth could be.
Yeah.
Cool, isn't it? Very
Would
fucking
be-
cool.
yeah.
Wish
Very
we
cool.
had.
But I feel like when you look at
Information.
video of them in space, they always look like they've been like they're hanging upside down, like their head, their faces are all
Their
like,
heads are red.
like there's something about the look where it's just like it looks exhausting.
Yeah.
I'm,
But I'm sure it
it
puts
is.
a lot
They
of
always
fucking
put them
stuff.
in the cheapest camping chair they can find as well. Just like, these people are like,
Just the
put him
lightest-
down in the shitty chair. Oh, he's okay.
Yeah, but I saw the one where he like wrings the water out. And it looks just crazy.
Yeah, like
It's
jelly.
just holding onto the.
I used to just
Towel.
leave on the NASA
Yeah.
TV channel that's like live streaming on YouTube all the time, and the amount of like interviews they do with school kids of like because it's like science, and they have to do the whole like okay just do a somersault again. It's like oh.
And then you got
Another
one side of the internet saying,
somersault.
"Look, I can see the wires. It's fake. They're on a green screen."
Oh my
And it's
god!
just
Yeah,
like, yeah.
fucking.
I mean, it's a
hilarious.
Wait,
Pretty-
wasn't there a stream from a Chinese space agency where they were literally just?
There was some fakery, wasn't
But
there?
I'm sure that's. Yeah, I don't know if that's all
That was just
real
to
or fake,
compete.
but yeah.
But yeah, NASA and space is real. Everyone turns out, and the world
Supposedly.
isn't flat.
We don't know. Have you been up there?
I haven't been up there, but Bezos has in his big dick
True. Yeah. Do
rocket.
you reckon they'll be doing that again anytime soon, or do you think it was just one display of
Felt like a.
oh,
sort
we
of,
gave it a
yeah.
go, and it's like really expensive to do, and
They're
because I don't think
They're not doing
Bronson, I almost called him
Blue.
Branson.
What's it called?
I
Blue.
don't think he's planning to do it.
No.
Didn't they get bust? I can't remember. Or they shut
Virgin?
down. Did they not shut it down, or are they still doing that?
That was the one where it goes into the outer atmosphere and like touches space in its orbit.
Yeah.
and
They
comes
both do
back
that,
in.
don't they? They're both like suborbital.
Yeah.
Of course they're suborbital. The orbital's
Mine
quite
was
far
more
away.
like a plane though that flew into the. Whereas his was a rocket, went up and down.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I think I'd rather go on the Virgin one though. Like looking at them both, because the Virgin one you had a lot less crazy rocket ride than
It
you
was
did.
a plane souped up.
Yeah. It was a plane, and then they dropped the rocket into like high atmosphere, and that got a little bit higher. But the one that fucking Bezos went in, I would not want to go in. That looked nuts. Like,
Well, Shatner did it.
I know. I mean, fair.
But then he was like, I don't want to do that again because the blackness of space like
Terrified me.
terrified him. Yeah, which
Yeah.
I guess it would. Just thinking about it now, it's enough. You don't have to go
Yeah.
up there to be like,
I know.
well, yeah, that's terrifying.
Humans out of their own habitat for the first time ever, basically.
Yeah.
We're not equipped to deal.
And like, holy shit, our
psychologically.
world feels so big, but we're so insignificant.
Yeah.
Like, that must be almost impossible to wrap my head around. Because you just end up caring about nothing. When you,
I've played Elite
if you-
Dangerous.
yeah, well, yeah, you have. You have, yeah.
I know
I don't
trivial
know.
like.
It might make you value things more. I don't know.
Well, it would, but at the same time,
makes
like,
you worry though.
we are really just like so like
It's
we're so
insignificant.
complicated. I think that's what I'm trying to get at. It's like I feel complicated. The world is complicated. All the people, all of our social structures.
Complicated to us and our
Complicated as
measly
hell.
little brains.
Well, we might be the most intelligent species in the universe, Ross. You don't know that. That might be the reason we haven't met anyone.
That's, well,
Fermi paradox.
Yeah, we are the most advanced.
but we would say
always
that,
get
wouldn't
to
we?
nukes and then
Because we're the
destroy
ones
them.
saying it.
Well,
Well, yeah.
no one else is countering our arguments, are they?
They might be here with us. We just can't see them because we don't have that. Maybe
We're so
we
trivial
can't
to them.
see them here with us.
Yeah, the dimensions are overlapping, but
Yeah.
we just can't
We
tell.
just don't know that they're here
Yeah, different
because
dimensions.
we're so dumb
Oh, I think
and
it's-
our measly little brains.
don't
I don't know. I
Percent.
reckon I could climb. It's like when you go to one of
Well,
those
just
like
in someone's-
massive jungle
an anthill.
gyms, and you know they have like the over like the nets
you
things.
just got to get around.
We got to go like under and down and down and down. You can climb up and down. Man, Creeley Adventure Park.
you got to find those
had a good
dimension
one.
folds.
You do
yeah.
love
Crawl
Creeley
through.
Adventure Park. Was that what you shot yourself?
No.
Was it that one, Creeley Adventure Park?
I don't think I shit myself in an adventure park, did
Maybe
I?
not. No, I don't. I can't remember. You mentioned Creeley Adventure Park before.
Creeley Adventure Park was dope. It's in Devon, still there. Has death slides, and I never died.
Yeah.
So strictly
It's a weird thing to
speaking,
call
they're
them.
just slides to me.
Weird thing to call them when no one's
Yeah.
dying on them.
Death size just slides to me.
Slides, death slides. Maybe for you pussies.
Depends if you get one of these horrible burns.
Oh, and I did numerous times.
Yeah.
They don't
But then
tell
I-
you. They don't tell you before you jump.
But then you
That's
go and
something
get a
should
little
really be
go.
That's why I
cautious
fully
about.
lube myself up before I go.
Yeah.
You go from terrible burns on the death slide instantly into a room full of farm animals, and then you see what exotic skin conditions you can get from the exposed layers of skin.
Nice.
Oh.
So you'd go and hold a little baby goat because it was like one of those farm places, but it also had like the biggest death slides in the southwest. And I'm like, those are my two favorite things:
Put them together.
death slides and
Fuck yeah.
baby goats.
Right.
Cool. Anyway, that's where were we?
That's
Well, we were
ultimately
this. I mean,
the
this
end
is
of it.
deviated from the main characters to the side characters.
There's another one here.
There's another one at the top from
Crumpet.
Crumpet. Should I read that one? It
Yeah,
says,
go on.
For all of history, humans have had 12 fingers instead of 10.
I knew
An
it.
extra thumb on each hand.
Extra thumb.
What new abilities would we gain? How would it
much better
affect
musicians?
the design of everything we use? Would we count in 12s instead of 10s?
Yeah.
What about in historical contexts? I mean, I don't know about that. Would
No, they're
we-
counting. Probably not.
Is this what? Was it always based on hands?
Everything came from the opposable
beforehand?
thumb,
As in, like, 10. No, 12.
not numbers.
Why do you think?
Dozen.
Just for the listeners at home, we're all holding our hands up in front of ourselves.
Not, I'm just looking at my hand.
Why do you think we stopped here, or why do you think?
Where would you
evolution
want?
stopped
Would you want the
us
thumb
here?
to be on the other
Off the
side?
other side, definitely.
Yeah. So you have
I
two
think
thumbs,
honestly,
equal
we'd
sides.
be better surgeons. We'd be better musicians. We'd
Yeah.
be a lot of things. But there must be a reason that this has happened, right? You know, like as in this is it. This is like the.
It's not a design though, is it?
Well, it's not designed, but like it's occurred because of conditions and pressure, like selection pressure, mutation, all those things. So strictly speaking, nature kind of chooses the best thing for your setting. So this is kind of apparently it. This is.
Or just stuck over.
Yeah, this
millions
stuck.
of years.
It never became a disadvantage, and nobody ever really mutated or had another advantage. So this is where we're
Other
at,
stuff
right?
of our biology was more priority because like our intelligence made our physical biology less important.
Yeah, well, that's why they say evolution stopped.
But if
isn't
we
it?
So I
evolved
guess-
from apes, why are there still apes?
Fuck.
Oh no, that's a good point.
Guys,
I didn't
Hold
think of
on.
it.
I think I've broken
Maybe they're
the
just
theory of evolution.
they're late bloomers.
Late bloomers, yeah.
I often wonder whether a monkey's suddenly going to evolve in front of me.
Dave! We were talking about
Oh, there he is.
we were talking about that chimp thing tearing someone's face off last week, and I saw a video of some Saudi prince like hugging a baby chimp, and then all the comments are just like, "Oh, I really want one. Like, I'd love to get it of my own." It's like, no, you fucking don't.
You should
Like,
know.
they're
The
fine
horrors.
and cute, sure, as a baby, and I'm sure if they were kept in captivity and like monitored all the time, they might be fine. But like, they can switch.
Yeah,
Sorry, tear your fucking
we talking
face
about
off.
pet monkeys.
Pet monkeys.
pet
yeah.
chimps.
Fuck that, man. Fuck any kind of primate as a
Yeah.
pet. It's just
Scary.
not
Well,
gonna
they
work.
become really strong and stronger than you, and they'll just tear your
Way
fucking
stronger.
face off.
Way
They'll beat
stronger.
the shit out of you.
Yeah, we are frail.
If they flick, if that switch goes, and it's
Yeah,
just like
they
that's their
suddenly-
natural.
They suddenly feel threatened. Boom.
Yeah. Same with like, I guess same with people having exotic animals in general, like tigers and lions and stuff.
Seems
like-
stupid, doesn't it?
It does, but like I can see the appeal of it, because when all these animals are puppies and babies or whatever, they're really cute, and it's just like, oh wow, really cute to have that. It's like, but
Like,
at the
appeal,
same
Ross.
time, you know that it's going to become a big animal, and it's going to fuck your
It's
world
stupid.
up.
Like, you might see the appeal now, but you're going to be seeing that chimp peel your fucking face
Literally.
off later. You
Maybe
know,
last
Well,
like,
you won't be seeing.
like one of the you know when you
He'll
like
eat
open
your
like a
eyes
packet of like food, chicken or something, and you peel that plastic off.
Yeah.
That an ape can do
That's
that
how
to your
easy
face,
that is.
but he won't
They'll
start
be
with the
laughing.
skin.
They'll be laughing the
They'll-
entire way.
And they'll be like happily splashing your face with their
Yeah.
fists.
Yeah.
And what they'll do, they grab your jaw. So just
I
imagine this.
thought you loved me.
grab.
Yeah.
If,
You're so strong.
if you just if you take your fingers and put it underneath your jaw,
I don't
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
do
and
that.
dig your fingers into there, an ape will just grab that and pull, and it'll just bring the whole jaw away.
My skin. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they'll be pretty brutal. Have you seen like documentaries where they attack each other as well? They
Yeah,
eat each other's
it's
brains and stuff.
ferocious.
They love
brutal.
eating each other.
It's pretty brutal.
It
But,
truly is what man can be, though. You know.
Man,
Well, yeah, like I
probably
guess, yeah.
was.
When you watch, war videos, like yeah, I mean, obviously it's not with their bare hands in that. In
They're
modern
not strong
war,
enough.
but there is a brutality to it. It's just more swiftly done.
So moving away from monkey brutality,
Human.
I've got an
brutality.
extra thumb.
You've got
Something
you've got
I'd be able
extra
to do
thumbs.
with it would be
double thumbs up.
pin
Oh, sorry.
double thumbs up.
You can
Yeah.
have
No,
a more.
no, it'd be constantly
It'll be
down.
like, well, yeah, but
Oh, it'd be like
you would
that,
have to
wouldn't
like do a side double thumb.
It'd be a nuanced rating system that has like
Yeah.
more.
Hey!
Extra
Like,
thumbs
I'm
up.
only like 3 out of 4 thumbs.
Oh, you could get gradients. Yeah.
Yeah.
No longer binary. But then, to be
But
honest,
what if the other thumb was very small,
But like a tiny thumb.
like a tiny thumb,
micro thumb.
micro thumb? But it was
could hold, like-
exactly like your thumb, just smaller,
What,
and just on the other
next
side.
to it or the opposite side?
like a little
On this side.
kind of those like tiny little claws, like on the side of like a
You could hold
a dog's
tiny
paw, where they
things.
have those little kind of
Yeah.
side claw things.
Oh, yeah.
like that, but just there,
They
like,
seem very
underneath
useless.
the hand. They do well. I guess is it a grip thing?
I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah.
What would we use
could-
it for though? If we had a tiny thumb there, like hold a little
Well, there's
pencil.
the double thumbs up, holding a pencil.
Hold a little pencil there.
The mega shocker.
I guess so. I mean,
Yeah.
Just double thumb.
I'm
in
using
it.
my little finger to kind of emulate what that might be, but it's still just kind of a. I don't know. I'm trying to
But
think
it can
of how,
move around
what
like
extra
a
things
thumb
I do.
can.
Would you just be able to hold things?
You'd be able
What
to
about
grip.
having hands for feet as well?
You could do a pinky to little thumb OK hand. It's like a smaller OK
Yeah.
rather than a big
Yeah.
OK. You'd have a small.
There's going to be more applications for it, surely, than just doing hand signals. we're going straight
Well, I
to
can't
hands.
think of any.
We're only going hand signals only, but like I'm sure there's practical elements. I mean, you can grip things easily, but you'd be kind of side grabbing them.
like
necessarily,
surgery,
if you
things
wanted
like that, with a tinier thumb and using your pinky.
Thing is, it's going to totally change the physiology of your hand because, like, look how much muscle the thumb needs, right? You got that big old chunk of meat here.
Yeah, you'd have a half.
Like you'd have
size
another
one.
whole structure here,
Yeah,
and also
with a
like the
thumb.
way that the hand kind of trails off, they're not
would-
equilateral
it
in
would-
muscle, are they? They're
semicircle.
yeah. You'd create an equilateral hand,
Yeah.
which would change the formation of it quite a lot, and I think they'd largely be used for bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Because at that point they're so meaty, people forget. I think human beings would stop using their hands for dexterity and things like that. I think they'd
just
switch to
bludgeoning.
tongue.
I
So
think we would have a
in-
better grip.
No, listen. All the fingers have fallen off because we've had 2 thumbs this whole time.
These are big
And it's
clubbins.
much more of an evolutionary advantage to have the biggest clubs on your hands, like the thumb muscles, right, than it is to have the ability to tie shoelaces. Because you go to tie a shoe, somebody comes up behind you and clubs you to death with their double thumb hands. So that's why I'm saying that's happened. And dexterity is handled largely with your tongue and toes. What were you going to say? Now that I've said my piece, now that I've told you exactly.
I think you probably shut down.
I think I've probably answered all your questions.
It's confusing. But obviously, we wouldn't even... If everyone, for all of history, already had 12 fingers, we wouldn't even be questioning it.
No.
We're just trying to figure out what the hell we would use that
We're trying to think of this.
Does wanking count as dexterity or bludgeoning?
It's a form of both.
It depends.
For you guys,
brutal.
Bludgeoning.
Severe bludgeoning.
What's he doing down
self-torture.
It's just bludgeoning.
He's just bludgeoning himself.
Because I was going to say that obviously, the glove industry is going to change, but if it's already always been like that, then
will anyone think of the glove industry?
It wouldn't matter because it's already a thing because 12
We'd
fingers
have
were
extra buttons on.
Well, we're saying
peripherals.
thumbs. This says fingers, so it could be a finger, just an extra
You
finger.
said an extra thumb.
Oh, that was an example. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
12 fingers.
But I feel like it could be a finger.
Yeah, it could be a
It
finger.
doesn't have to be a thumb.
An extra finger's not going to hurt anyone, is it?
An Xbox
there have
controller
been people
will
who
have
have that, right?
2 extra buttons on the back.
There are people who have that extra finger.
Yeah, there are.
I feel like a scorpion
crazy.
tail
It's
out
like-
the back of the hand would be the best place for an extra finger. So it comes out in the middle of the back of the hand and reaches over your other fingers.
Oh, it's that long.
Yeah, so it's like an extra bit
It's
of
a finger,
dexterity.
though.
So you could be typing and then you could hit something else further away.
Is it retractable?
I hate that.
Huh?
Is it just always there?
No, it's like a massive arch.
Just
finger.
extra.
Oh.
Like a scorpion's tail just on your hand.
How many
Ah.
points of articulation would it have?
Like 8.
Oh my
loads.
god!
And then the end, the tip opens up like a little
Oh, it goes. Ugh,
it's got like a
splits.
split at the end.
That's
Oh my God,
fucked.
that's more-
up.
that's
It's all
not just a
chitinous.
finger.
It's all fingernails. The end of it, that little split at the end, is it's covered in fingernail material,
Ugh,
but it's like a needle sort of hook.
that's fucked up.
That's what we've got though.
That reminds me of.
That sounds way more effective. Doesn't that sound dangerous
Think of
though?
how that would.
I wouldn't mind all my fingers
Imagine
being
running
like
up to someone and just going boom and hitting them in the face with
And
your
poke.
little like
Split.
finger that just stabs them in both eye.
Is it just? It's kind of just straight out of the back of the hand. The finger
Yeah.
just comes out of where the
there.
middle finger, I guess.
Yeah,
is.
between the middle.
Do you remember the
That seems
evil
kinda
woman from
crazy.
Farscape that was the bad guy's girlfriend that
No.
had the fingers coming out of her head with the
No.
claws?
Don't remember that.
No,
for you.
Pan's
You're-
Labyrinth had the eyeballs in the hands. Though.
Yeah, that seems like I'd hate
quite-
that. 'Cause, like, you don't want something so sensitive in the palms of your hands when you're holding
No.
stuff. Like,
I don't.
I've got my eye.
Yeah, they didn't really think that through, did they?
No,
The
but
concept artist was just like, well, it was not functional. It's just that you can do jazz hands whilst he looks at you.
but the weird finger thing with stuff coming out the end reminds me of Ghost in the Shell, because
Right.
the main character's a bot, and they do this to a keyboard, and then out of their fingers comes these little lines, and then they're typing really fucking fast, and their hands are just up here. It's horrible.
See, it makes a newfound appreciation for the original hand,
The OG.
and the fact that
The way it is.
we're just so unimaginative that we can't think of anything better than the thing that we use all the time. Because I wouldn't want to lose a hand. These are kind of they're very.
I'd like these
special
on my feet.
things. Yes, I think so. Like monkeys,
Yeah.
chimpanzees, right? Okay,
So the
yes. So
style
I see the I see the one from
claw. They're
Farscape
like a
with the claw,
spider crab.
spider helmet,
A
yeah,
tarantula wrapping around a
which
head.
I imagine that
Yeah.
is like a bike helmet with spider legs glued to it.
It's a
but
cool
yeah,
design.
it's an interesting design if you're aware of what that is.
You could scratch your head at any time without
Yeah. You wouldn't need to.
yeah.
You wouldn't need any.
I think
additional
hands
help.
for feet would be cool,
hands
or
or
at least
feet.
feet that were kind of had a bit more adaptation.
I'd also
to
like
them.
my head in the middle of my body.
Oh, right, like into your stomach, just like a. What
Imagine if you're perfectly
Isn't that in
perfectly mirrored up and down, so you could be
what-
upside down for a bit.
Is
My
that
head's in the middle.
That's
in a
very
cartoon.
apey.
There's a cartoon, isn't there? Whereas he's a brain in a jar, but it's like he's holding it. But
Isn't
it's a
that
giant
Teenage
body.
Mutant Ninja
Is it
Turtles?
teenage? We've gone back to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Clang,
again.
Clang,
Krang,
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 Krang.
Krang.
That's all I pictured when you said that.
So I'd have this central.
Although he has a head, doesn't he? Or is he just a
that's
body
a brain or something
holding the
there.
brain?
I don't know.
I can't remember now.
I'd never really watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But either way, I'd have a head in here, which is gyroscoped, so that if I go upside down, use my hand feet to grip or climb along the
Wow.
ceiling or something, I can still see forward perfectly fine.
That feels like quite a
So you're like
a good sort of bot design. If I'm honest with you, like that'd be quite a good robot design.
Do you remember the remote control cars that could flip upside down? And
Yeah,
you could just keep
I
going?
have one, yeah.
Like that.
Which is just
That'd
a
be
big
good.
cartwheeling through life.
I could go
You
anywhere.
could have like a stabilized camera
Just
instead
flipping.
of like you
Are
could
you-
have a stabilized camera in the middle.
Are
Yeah.
you just? Did you have two sets of legs or two sets of arms?
They're both arm-like legs.
Arm-like legs.
They have the benefits of both arm and leg. They're as dexterous
Right.
as arms, as strong as legs.
Wow.
Wow.
Nuts, right?
That'd be
That is
insane.
kind of crazy.
That's
yeah.
like
That's
what humans
quite
should
the
be, I think.
deviation
And then
from
we're
the
going to have to
thing.
bomb Chris Trott's planet from orbit because they've become too powerful and they're all
Yeah.
leaping around like little monkeys.
When I inject myself with the boy-style superhero thing, that's what I turn into.
Turn into his arms are as strong as his legs.
Also, it's like a spherical thing, so I could actually turn my head around in my body and look behind me.
Yeah, it's
I
genius.
can't even imagine.
It's
So
like, a glass dome in my
a sphere.
It's a glass
stomach
Sphere.
with a floating head.
Yeah.
A sphere, yeah.
Yeah.
And it can
It
just...
doesn't sound organic. You're making it sound like it's like you've been modified to have that work.
Well,
Whereas
no,
the organic
it's
way
weird.
would be surely there'd be like a thin membrane where you like
Sure, it's a membrane.
skin,
It's a membrane.
but your face is like through it, but you can see through it.
yeah.
Right.
It's like
You
loose...
see your organs like
loose
this fish.
organs that can just move around in there.
Yeah.
Well, flesh is weak.
Pretty
man.
disgusting,
You've got to move on from just biological bodies.
Would you even have a nose if that was the case?
No, I would not need a nose.
No, we wouldn't be able to smell
Because you wouldn't be
his tank.
inside your belly. Would
Yeah,
you
yeah.
even need a mouth?
There is a downside. You wouldn't get many of your senses working.
I'd have a mouth where like the head used to be.
Maybe you could have like something that's like
Like an open hole over your neck.
At the top, yeah.
it's fucking weird, man.
This is quite a creature. That is
Pretty
Pan's
grim.
Labyrinth level.
It's fucked up for you guys, but you haven't... Imagine evolution
You're
going
not
that
getting
way.
laid.
Yeah, well,
like
that's
that.
the thing. I mean,
Nobody's gonna bang him like that.
we probably look ridiculous to anyone who imagined anything else. I mean, we could be...
But it seems so much more efficient.
We're used to this,
Yeah.
and we could get used to that if that was always the way.
I could crawl
We
around
wouldn't think otherwise, would we?
on my...
Our current form might be ridiculous if we were something
Oh,
else.
I'd hate to find out.
We're so
We're
asymmetrical.
not the original design.
We're
We're
very-
like a weird modification.
Yeah.
It is weird, though. If you look at humans, we are really fucking weird. Like
Yeah.
tall, with a small head, large appendages.
You talking about Elon Musk, the man designed to
No,
survive
he's
a car
more like
crash?
a barrel.
You know, they made that like model of a guy that looks like the perfect human to survive a car crash.
Would it be an Elon
So-
Musk?
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
like
I did.
Elon
With
Musk.
where you look like a big old brow
Like
on
big
him.
chest, a tiny head, like it's
Yeah.
basically like the best possible human configuration.
Yeah.
Shit.
I think they
Yeah.
tested the trucks, wasn't it? Was
With
it
Elon in there.
Yeah, with the Cybertruck.
Oh, the
was
first
basically
Cybertruck
they tested
apparently
with him
rolled off the production
standing in
line.
front of it driving. What? Sorry.
Oh, you said they used it to they.
So basically, he got his barrel. He stood there as a barrel chest, and they
Right,
just hit him
right.
really hard.
crash test dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't dent anything.
I'm
It was
kind of
fine.
terrified.
He was
for-
fine. They were fine.
Mm.
Good test.
When Cybertrucks are on the road, they're really strong, right? They're made of like reinforced steel and all
Yeah.
that stuff, and like
Apparently,
nothing
that doesn't have a crumple zone.
That's the worry. It's like they're now death machines.
Yeah.
Because like they're not going to crumple. They're just going to destroy everything in their wake. That's a
Right.
little scary, isn't it?
It is, and I'm wondering if that safety standard would pass in Europe.
Well, crumple zones are designed to protect the driver as well, in that it slows
Yeah.
the car down more
Yeah,
gradually.
of course, yeah.
So, like, if they're too rigid, if the car's too rigid, I mean, they still have to pass safety standards. Yeah, there's like
It's not just a block of steel.
You
That's
I don't
can't
think
just
they're,
make anything.
they're currently not legal
at the
in
speeds
Europe.
of electric
no,
cars.
probably not.
I don't think- I
I'd
don't
be
think we're
surprised
gonna
if we
see
see
them.
one.
We're not going to see them.
Yeah, yeah.
They're big. They look crazy. And things like
I got mine ordered.
I feel like they'll look dated very quickly just because
Oh, yeah.
it's one of those things where it's just like it's a gimmick.
It's like it's like the Ionic.
It already looks dated.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that was, but that's
Yeah, it
the
is like
style
that,
is
isn't it?
almost just like 80s sci-fi, right? That's kind of the vibe
Yeah.
that they've given. But I mean, it'd be interesting to see them on the road as a
It's a
thing.
novelty, yeah.
But, like-
see one in Vegas.
Yeah,
Are they in Vegas? Are they?
Well, if we're gonna see one, it's
Yeah.
probably
are they
gonna
out?
be.
Well, when are they out? Are they out now?
I think the first one rolled off the production line, so it's probably gonna go to.
It's probably not going to go to a customer though, is it? It's probably
No.
going to go to like someone in the company so they can deny all the problems that it's inevitably going to have as a first gen product.
Yeah.
Would you rather a jetpack or a Cybertruck?
Oh, a jetpack.
Jetpack.
Definitely a jetpack.
It's terrifying.
They look,
the idea
yeah,
of doing it.
especially that guy
But getting
fell.
good at it. The problem with jetpacks I have and the current design, even if I was a master at it and they get it really good, is they're so loud
And
you
blow my
can't
own
use
legs
them
off.
anywhere. Like they're a jet. They're 5 jet engines. You know, years ago when on Top Gear they tried sticking a jet engine to a bicycle.
Yeah.
Remember them doing that?
Yeah, yeah.
And they were cycling around and they're like, "This works. It's
They're
quite
just-
funny." But it's so loud. It literally
Yeah.
is like an aircraft engine in a park. And like that's the biggest problem with a lot of this modern tech.
Not so
It's like-
stealthy.
yeah, people are going to be.
Right, go get
Yeah,
it.
it's only fun to use if like the sky isn't congested with incredibly noisy jetpacks. I
It
think that's
would
the
be-
It'd
problem.
be more likely to
A
be
plague.
personal drones.
I don't know why more billionaires don't have like all this crazy shit.
Well, they have
Like,
helicopters and stuff. What do you mean?
it's just boring, isn't it? Like
yeah, but
you know,
they just
custom
pay someone else
jetpacks.
to. Like, I don't think
I
they
totally
probably don't even
Tony
dress
Stark's
themselves.
it.
Like, let alone like having to control or drive their own cars. Like, do you mean like? But to do a jetpack is a
strenuous thing.
It's kind of a scary thing from the looks of it. Because it feels like if you just move your arm just slightly off, you're fucking pinging yourself around, and it looks like it takes a lot of training. Those water jetpacks look cool as well.
They look cool, but you have to be tethered to a pipe.
Yeah, because I think it's just using the water propulsion.
Just
or something,
firing water up to you, and you're firing it back down.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway,
cool.
thanks for listening today to the Hat Chat podcast.
Yeah.
It's been great, and we particularly want to thank our Patreons, our members, and any sort of paying subscribers. If you've bought a bit of merch in the past, anything, because all of that goes towards enabling us to have a conversation about things that really aren't doing much to change the world in a positive way, but you are, and the world you're changing is ours. So
maybe
thanks.
we spark a thought, like in our dumb way, to someone that's way more intelligent listening to us, and that steers them towards a brighter future.
Yeah, maybe, but
you
probably
think someone
not,
might have learned something from us.
Yeah,
it's
but in a negative way.
Probably not, though.
Otherwise, you just what? I mean, what?
Probably
what do you think someone could learn from us?
Not a lot.
From today, just that you could modify like a backhand finger.
Yeah,
and have that. You could have
make
that
them
as
think about
that could be
evolution.
Glove. You could make that as a glove.
Why are chimps still around?
Yeah. And what will the glove industry do once our evolution
gets to the second thumb?
Going.
The second thumb is
important topics of conversation that I feel like we are highlighting and amplifying. So thank you for that.
Cheers, guys.
Make sure you go to our discord.gg/hatfilms to continue the discussions there.
Basically, anyone who's paying is stopping this from becoming a NFT and crypto. Podcast.
We are seconds away. From just becoming crypto.
They're there. They're by the door. All the NFT guys.
Waiting to jump on us.
Relationship advice.
But yeah, thanks for listening.
We have done.
Yeah.
Well, in a way.
We'll be back next week. So look forward to that. And send your fingers in just like Dan Palucci. Enjoy. Goodbye.
Bye.
Lost my guinea pig today. He was horny and gay. Humped my rabbit in the face. Ross, Chris, Trott and Alex Smith, monster cocks and epic riffs. Play some Minecraft with Sid.